Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok. I'm Sparkover, and I'm going to be your host for the next couple games or so. We are going to be playing Primal Light. Well, not we. Vertz505 is going to be playing Primal Light. Yes, me saying words on the internet. Very good at that. And we are joined by Jawsomesauce on commentary. Just before we get that started, I've got one donation to read here. We have $57 from Infinus saying that total looks low so far. Let's fix that. So with that, we actually just bumped ourselves over $2,800. We're at $2,800.85. So thank you so much, everybody, for all these lovely donations for Take This. Other than that, I'm just another little reminder that we do have a bid war for the next game coming up. So that one is going to be closed off at the end of this run. It's a name war for the Heroine's Quest, the Herald of Ragnarok. So if you have any donations to get in for those, please do that before the end of this run. Other than that, I'm going to throw it over to you. Good luck.
All right, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Vertz, and we're going to be playing some Primal Light. I'm joined by Jaws. How you doing, Jaws?
Hey, good morning, good evening, everybody.
All right, we're going to dive in here. So we're playing Primal Light on relaxed difficulty. It'll be any percent. We'll talk about what makes it any percent when we get to the part that makes it any percent. But relaxed just refers to the amount of health that bosses have, which is less than the other difficulties, and you start with more lives in this one, so you have more room for error. And I think with that, we can start. Jaws, can you count me down from 3?
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so you're going to skip through the story here real quick. This is the story of Krog. Krog's village is burned by a giant floating firehead in the sky. Krog will avenge. And that's the whole story.
That is all the plot detail that you need to know.
So classic platformer game inspired by a lot of classic retro games, Castlevania, Mega Man, all that sort of stuff. 10 stages. There's a boss at the end of each stage. You start out with just 3 abilities, just a jump, just an attack, and a limited heal, but we're going to see Vertz upgrade Krog here throughout the game with some extra movement and other abilities.
Yeah, we like to roll in this first level. The rolling is surprisingly a decent bit faster than just walking. I think on the first screen alone, you save a full second by rolling the entire way versus walking it. Okay. Okay, good. Sometimes you get a double damage boost there, which you do not want.
So those campfires are save points, checkpoints. So if Vertz were to die, he would return back to that. One of the things that you get with relax mode is if you run out of lives, you get to go back to those spots where some of the harder modes you get sent all the way back to the beginning. And throughout the levels, you'll see these little mini bosses where you have 3 waves of enemies to take on, kind of representing the level.
Oh, what a jerk. This one is one of the harder ones, and it's the first one. I probably died here 10 times in my casual playthrough of this.
And speaking of casual playthroughs, this is such an accessible game. 10 levels, every room is a puzzle essentially, so you can practice each room. Vertz actually has a nice guide out there available as we get to the first boss here. And we got some developer facts to share with you guys, share with everybody. This was actually the last boss completed in the game for development. And it used to have a turtle shell.
Ow.
Great job in level 1 there.
Thank you.
Now, when we talk about any percent, there are a number of charms, which are skill upgrades and or bonus, stat upgrades. And there was one in this level that you could have gotten. Vertz is only going to get 1 charm, one later in stage 4. That's going to give him double damage dealt, but also double the damage taken. It kind of speeds up the game, but adds a lot of risks to it.
Okay. Okay. Normally I can just hop over that guy, but game decided otherwise today.
There's also a number of health upgrades, and you can extend your healing ability as well. But Vertz is super pro and only going to get that 1 charm in this run.
Might not be wise, but that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, the thing about this game with, if you play 100%, you have to be really careful that you don't miss things, because if you miss anything, you can't go back. Okay.
And for those of you asking, yes, that lava will kill you in 1 shot.
Yes, plenty of those.
But as you know, like I said, this is an accessible game where a casual playthrough, you'll find charms that give you information on the enemy's health, will give you bonuses to your strength, all sorts of different things that you can collect, as well as the health upgrades and the healing upgrade.
And that jump with that skeleton there is really hard.
And this game's only about a year old, so it was made by two friends that just kind of a passion project, and it's out on Steam. It's pretty affordable, pretty accessible, and again, you could practice every room in here. You can learn the patterns of every enemy and the bosses, and it's a pretty fun, nice game.
Yeah, something I like about this game is that there's low RNG. You do get some RNG on boss patterns, but otherwise it's pretty predictable. And like Jaw was saying, it's just about, you just practice a room, you get pretty good at it, and then you just add on the next room. Of course, you still have things like that happen. That's okay. I like to kind of take a fortune favors the bold mentality with this game. There's one of the rooms in 100%. When you walk in it, there's a sign, and if you read it, it says, "Fortune favors the bold." The idea there being you just go for it in every room, and generally the timing lines up so that if you just start moving, you will be fine. I'm gonna heal here just in case.
Now every boss has about 3 abilities, and they're very predictable. They give off some signal of what they're going to do. You can see him, see that eyeball, kind of telegraphing the moves. Vertz have no problem there. You see the kind of lightning out the 4 corners, kind of a pulsing, and then that blue balls kind of thing happening there. So good job, Vertz, on that one. Pretty easy for you.
Yeah, that one's not too bad. It's really nice when he just decides to do the diagonal laser every single time, because you can just get in damage the entire fight.
And every level is quite different from each other, so there's a lot of variety. These first couple levels feel like they're similar, but we're going to jump into things like there's a jungle level, there's a sewer level, there's one in the pyramids, there's one in space. It's all over the place here.
Yeah, so I just picked up. Sorry, go ahead, Justin.
No, go ahead. You go.
I was just gonna say I just picked up this slide ability. Slide is faster than the roll, so you really only see me roll if I mess up my input. Roll and slide are on the same button on your controller. You just have to push down to slide. Okay.
Yeah, so now we got the Mega Man 3 style slide happening. This game is really a good example of incremental design, where it doesn't throw a ton of new stuff at you all the time. It just slowly amps up the difficulty, gives you new abilities that you have to use right away. So again, like I said, it's a very accessible game to learn. Now you'll see Vertz collecting coins once in a while. For Vertz, these don't matter, but for the rest of us, casual players, you can turn in the coins to the hooded figure at the end of each level for some extra lives.
No. Okay.
And harder difficulties cost more money for lives, so yes. Relax is pretty cheap. Sometimes it's unaffordable to get an extra life on hardcore.
Yeah, you definitely want to buy them when you can in the higher difficulties, because you need them.
It's a nice damage boost that was discovered by one of the early runners, Tyler Salt. That's why it's called the Tyler Salt damage boost.
Salty jump. Salty
jump, that's right. And one thing to point out with that is, again, this is only about a year old. It's really new to the speedrunning community, so if you're looking for a game to break, this is a good game to jump into.
Please help us. Especially if you want to break stage 9, that'd be great. I don't know what happened there. That was dumb. Wow. Wow. Okay. I disagree, but okay, that's fine. We got another shot at doing this one cycle. Oh, okay. We will miss it. All right. Well, stage 3 strikes again. Man. This is the stage where the platforming starts to really ramp up a little bit. Stage 4 is where it gets kind of ridiculous very quickly.
And as I said before, Vertz made a really great speedrun guide, or just to learn the game. If you're interested in trying this out, definitely play it by yourself casually without looking at a guide first. It might take about an hour and a half or so. Most of us, it took about that long. And then the second time you play it, it cuts down fast, because once you get an idea of what's happening, you're in it. And it's all a game of memorization and practice.
We're gonna reset this room.
At least until someone discovers a glitch.
Yes.
No glitches in this game right now. So if you don't like glitch game speedruns, this is a good game for you.
Yeah, I think the only glitch I've found is one that kind of soft locks you, so it's like not helpful. If there's a screen transition and you slide and you end up like standing inside of a thing you have to slide under, then you just get soft lock in it.
So this boss is, again, 3 abilities. We want to...
Oh my gosh.
No problem there. 3 abilities. That lightning ball one, they seem like they all have lightning balls as an ability.
Yes.
But
yes, very
that's the worst one. That's the worst one because it's harder to dodge and get attacks in. This one's one of the best ones. And then there's another one where he'll do some bounces before he attacks. So again, 3 abilities. You kind of know what's coming. You learn to dodge and attack, and you got it.
Yeah, something I kind of advocate for in learning this game is just like fight a boss and just don't hit them, and just like try to survive for as long as you can, and just get a good sense of their patterns. Pretty rough level. Stage 3 can just sometimes I just mess things up, and it just kind of stacks very quickly in that level, as opposed to other ones. But stage 4 is our obligatory sewer level in a platformer. Okay. There's some tough jumps here, so if you hear me make speedrunner noises, that's why. Oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Yeah, this is also the level we're going to get our only charm in, our little butt damage booster, which is pretty huge for a speedrun. He's going to get it in a little bit here, where he'll have double damage taken and dealt out. So speeds up the game, but with a high risk. It really helps in the boss fights that, if you can half the boss, it's a lot better. But you can get one shot by some bosses.
Yeah, it can be pretty bad. Yeah, boss attacks can especially like stack. That's one area where like, if you're standing in the wrong spot and get hit, it's over.
One challenge with this game too is the ladders, and we saw what we call the ladder boss in the last level. It's not an easy jump up the ladder. You have to be pressing nothing when you jump. Your D-pad has to be neutral, otherwise you'll stick to the ladder. So we have one of the more difficult mini bosses here, just because of the way they spawn. There's just a lot of things happening.
And side note, the spawn white circle that appears when enemies show up, that hurts you too. So you don't want to be standing too close to things when they spawn. Okay.
Earlier we talked about how this game is full of homages to classic video games. Aside from there's a Ninja Turtles reference deep in here, this is definitely a Binding of Isaac and kind of Boogerman style level. And you'll see with the boss theme music was actually inspired by the boss of Binding of Isaac. So there's our charm. You have to go to a bonfire to equip it. So as soon as he gets to one.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to survive here.
Also, in almost every level, there's an extra life you can find. There was one in the room before, but that would require Vertz to fall down and waste some time there. And again, he doesn't need extra lives. Not today.
Well, we'll see about that.
And there's that hooded figure I was telling you about on the left there. He'll trade you coins for lives. The coins do nothing else in the games, but they're fun. I think they add to the satisfaction of the exploding monsters. Coins and bones.
There's stuff flying everywhere. Like, even with those barriers, I need to remember to equip that when I go by that bonfire again. Last time I did this in a marathon, I did not equip the charm before this next boss, and the boss took forever.
So if Vertz were to get hit by one of those swinging balls, it would knock him back, and 99% of the time, right into the one-hit kill acid there. It wouldn't be an homage to retro games if there wasn't a knockback into the lava or acid.
Yeah, the knockback is very strong in this game.
The Castlevania knockback.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this boss, I'm gonna not talk.
All right, so 3 attacks again. You actually see the color of his eye will tell you what it is, but really that's not enough time to look at that eye when you're trying to dodge. 3 different speed of attacks. We're hoping for the one that's really slow, although this one you can run around and hit.
That's fine.
This is the one we want to see. Just wail on him. And according to the developers, they actually had this originally getting faster as the fight went on. So if you can imagine those ooze balls coming at you even faster, no thanks. So glad they slowed that down for us. Good job, Vertz.
Yeah, thank you. It was a little scary. I missed a jump, but I managed to survive a hit, so it worked out.
So yep, go for it.
Yeah, I think we were maybe about to say the same thing. We're going to get another movement upgrade here.
And you're now Mega Man X 2. So if you're not sure if you want to run Castlevania, Mega Man X, Ninja Gaiden, play this game instead. You get all 3 of them mixed together.
Yes.
And contrary to what you might be thinking, those needles on the floor, those nails, do not instant kill you, but they're really hard to get out of.
Yeah. Yeah, they hurt, and chances are high you're going to get hit more than once.
Those skeletons are a good example of the patterns that even the small enemies have, because they will kind of charge up to kind of spear you, so you can guide them around where you want to go.
Oh no. Sometimes you don't quite press up enough on a joystick and you don't grab things.
And you'll see there's other directions that Vertz could have gone. If you play this casually, definitely explore it. You'll find upgrades, all sorts of things. Pretty much anywhere you go, you're going to find something or the progression towards the end. And a lot of the speed run is skipping steps. So like normally you'd be enticed to step on that step that was down the bottom, but you can jump right through to the ladder.
Yeah, it's not an easy jump. I'll say that. A little stealth section here.
Yeah, here's an example of leading those skeleton knights. And remember that Vertz does have the double charm on, so those guys will two-hit you. So it's really important to stay out of their way. But you can kill them a little quicker because you have the double charm. Makes it look easy, doesn't it? A couple rooms you can just fall down and skip completely. What's the fun
casually,
of that?
Right. Casually, you're kind of meant to kind of make your way down slowly and kind of drop precisely. But when you know where things are, you can just drop. There is one room in stage 10 where you don't want to drop all the way down, because if you do, you will die. If Krog is off the camera, the game considers him gone. So it will kill you, even though you didn't actually hit anything that would kill you. Alright, this boss only takes 15 hits, but he hits like a truck. Okay, like that.
Yeah, he does a drop kick, he does a dash, and he throws those lightning balls out. Again, everybody has lightning balls. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but that's the power of Primal Light.
Whew. don't know how we survived that. Look like how much health I have.
That's great. All that matters is you completed it.
Yep. Yeah, this level coming up is one of my favorites, just in terms of the look and feel of it, the music, the platforming is just really smooth and fun here.
Yeah, what's nice about the lore is just, Krog's going through wherever he's going, so make up your story yourself as you go along to make it your own.
Any chance I could pop in for a moment here?
Absolutely.
Perfect time.
Fantastic. Well, we've got a $50 donation from Cloudy Shoe saying, thanks for having my Tetris Oofect run. Here's the oof donation I promised. Let's put this towards some fellow Ultima runners, half to naming Phoenix 4 Oof and half to naming Oregon Mike Ack in Ultima 4. Thank you so very much.
Nice. Yeah, I do appreciate those donations. Good incentives here too, so definitely donate and check those out. Nice. Yes, this is one of the longest segments in the game without a checkpoint. If you die here, which is very easy because there are a lot of instant death pits, you have to go many rooms back. It's pretty sad if you do. There's one spot where it's extra easy to die, which is right before the checkpoint. It's pretty rude. So when we get to the checkpoint, I'll discuss some things about that.
Yeah, remember how Vertz said it's important to go fast, and the game trains you to go fast, and then punishes you for it.
Yes. All right, fun little skip here. All right, so you don't want to dash into this room because you'll just fall into the pit and die.
And go all the way back to the last checkpoint, which is, just demoralizing.
Yeah, a lot of us have had runs just die right there. It's like, well, do I keep going and spend another 30, 45 seconds to a minute going through that segment? I don't know. Oh, whew, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those where it doesn't seem like it's that dangerous, but if you fall in that pit and you're waiting for that stone to come back, you're probably dead. And that area is really fun. It gets you to use all your abilities to get through there.
So pretty new thing that I just did there. There are these things that shoot these fireballs. And you can reach one of them from the doorway, and you have just enough time when you walk in the room to kill that one, and just makes it a little bit faster.
So this boss does 2 of their 3 abilities at the same time. Oh, those skulls are crazy deadly.
Amazing. Let me just jump to my doom. Oh, again, okay.
They'll create some skulls, like you see. Again, they're more than half a whole hit point there. We got these little symbols and then the 2 rings. Yep.
I was too close and predicted wrong. It's super easy to die on this boss just because you get 2 hits exactly. Man, again, huh?
This boss has its all good and bad patterns at the same time. It's really hard to tell whether you're happy with it or not, unless you beat it.
There we go. Now I'm happy.
Now we're happy. Great pattern at the end. And that's the thing, is you can plan and prepare and practice, and then the RNG of which order you get the abilities will just, throw everything out of whack.
Yeah, and sometimes, I tried a couple of times to use my up attack to kill some of the skulls that were coming my way, and the up attack generally will let you do that, but sometimes they're just not quite placed right enough where you can get them.
So this level totally different in the forest here. We're kind of out in the world now. We're gonna get our next upgrade. It's a double jump. And what's really fun here is there's a skip where you actually ignore a campfire. You don't want to come back to it because Vertz will get the upgrade, take a death, and go back to pretty much the beginning to so we're gonna not touch that campfire there. And they're perfect. That's when you hit that, it's because you gotta backtrack. This is a required backtrack, but you don't have to backtrack here if you get the ability. All right.
There we go.
Perfect. The faster you can die after that, the better. Oh,
yeah. it's a little risky. Like I tried to kind of like stack the damage that I had taken prior to that last hit, but you know, you don't want to take another hit there before you get the item.
This one's a fun one. This is probably one of the hardest mini bosses, and sometimes it doesn't spawn correctly or as intended. So we'll see if we get two in the next one. If 2 spawn on top and 2 on the bottom, then it's the way it's supposed to be. If it doesn't, it'll be a little tougher. You've got bomb throwers and
right.
Okay, good. Right on.
It was correct.
There's just so much going on here.
Yeah, they can all, for some reason, just spawn on the bottom, and it is miserable. Like, there's just nothing you can do.
And this level is, as you probably can tell, it's inspired by Donkey Kong Country. There's even a little reference to it somewhere. Music is kind of remnants of it, despite being kind of like the dark version of Donkey Kong Country.
It's so edgy.
We'll call it Seth Rogen's revenge, since it's kind of Donkey Kong.
Yeah, so those last 2 rooms where I was kind of traversing the tree lines, just instant death all the way down.
Now this one
boss is terrible.
This is the best music in the game, so let's listen to the music here. Awesome, good job. I just love that music, that Snake Jams, and the soundtrack's actually also available on Steam with the game. So if you like jamming out to these songs, it's there.
That boss is super RNG. He can be really nice, or just a huge jerk.
And this is we call it the Contra level. If you've been far enough in the Contra games, there's always this obligatory blood-based alien level.
Yeah, if you're like not familiar, just like body horror level. Yeah, the whole goal here is don't get hit by things. It seems a little silly to say, like, isn't that the goal in the whole game? But here it's especially important because stuff will just rip you apart here. Oh no. I say that and then immediately take a fireball to the face.
I was once a Krog like you before I took a fireball to the face. Is that meme still good? I don't know. It's been 20 years of Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean they're re-releasing it again, so you're probably good.
It's the remastered meme.
Yeah. That room's kind of cool. Like, you're just so far ahead of the scrolling when you do it fast that it's just kind of confusing. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta avoid the blood meatballs, I guess. I don't really know what else to describe those. Don't worry though. Once we get out of this blood level, we go to the Egyptian pyramids level.
Oh, great.
And then to space. The only place Tim Curry is going to. Space. Yes. So everything has a pattern. You can see those shoot 3 fireballs. These guys jump. I mean, it's all practice and memorization with that little added skill of timing.
That room to the right that I didn't go into, don't go into that room. You know what? We're gonna reset this room. There's like an extra life in that room, but it's so hard to get, it's not worth it.
All right, the DVD screensaver, and if you don't know what a DVD is, well, I can't help you there. But this guy, this one goes around the corners. He also spits those out, and then he does kind of a slam effect.
And he'll always kind of catch you by surprise with sometimes when he decides which way he's gonna go. This is a boss that does not telegraph super well.
Yeah, and as he gets almost dead, so you'll see him shoot out all directions, which makes it a little harder. And the devs did make this inspired by the Windows screensaver. So DVD, Windows, whatever. You know, does anybody remember screensavers? We don't really have those anymore. Toasters?
Whew.
Very good. All right. To the pyramids.
Oh boy. Yeah, I joke. Like, this level's legitimately hard. There's just a lot of really challenging platforming. It's very easy to just get knocked into instant death pits. Okay.
Yeah, this one, I'll talk while you focus here, because this is going to get nuts for you. This is they put it all together kind of level. So you're going to use all your abilities here. There's, the better you've trained yourself on these, the better you're going to do. And then actually level 10 is kind of a reprieve from it all. So it's like, this is the home stretch here of difficulty.
Okay. That works, I guess.
It's also very punishing where the checkpoints are pretty far spaced apart. So taking a death anywhere in the level is a little painful.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought I still had the iframes, but I did not. Yeah, sometimes you get a little too gutsy in this level, and you get punished for it pretty hard.
I just like to blame it all on my controller, though. It's always the controller's fault.
Yeah, that's what I do.
This is also, okay. I call this the faith level, because you just have to have faith that your jump's going to land where you think it's going to land.
Why? Why? No. Okay. I just totally misremembered where those platforms were. Okay, so third time's the charm, right?
I think back to the first time I played this, I think I continued maybe 12 or 13 times on this level, at least.
Yeah, it is hard.
But this game, I mean, if you're into this kind of game, when you start dying in here, you're like, no, I'm going to get it this time. I'm going to get it this time. And you just keep trying.
That's what I wanted to do the first time, but we didn't get it. All right, now we're good.
And you get that classic retro feel of beating something that's in your way. You know, so if you want some little triumphs in a game, this is a good one for it.
Well, that's not the damage boost I intended, but that's okay.
Hey, whatever gets you there. Those will one-shot crush you, as you probably imagine.
It is bad. Alright, so we're going to have to be pretty careful here, as we have no heals, and this segment is really hard. This room in particular is pretty rough. You have to go through it twice. Like, there's no avoiding that.
And as said in the chat, pro strat only have bad controllers, so you can always blame them. Yes, absolutely.
That is
always the controller's fault. So
would have gotten the world record.
That's right. And that world record, by the way, is 32 minutes 12 seconds by Vertz. So Vertz is always looking for folks to take him down on that leaderboard.
Yes. Yeah, and the world record is definitely everybody contributes to it. I really appreciate when new runners come into the community, because they always do something different than I do, and it's usually really impressive.
So the music for this boss is inspired by Muse. So if you're a Muse fan, you might hear a little bit of remnants of that.
Jeez.
And this is the boss's ability is you see those green balls, you see some more lightning balls like everybody has, and then these lightning columns, and then a fire. So they have a fourth ability there. These green balls, they just kind of explode, so you can kind of get around them.
You do unfortunately have to jump to hit that boss. All right. Down to 0 lives, last level. Hopefully we don't need them.
Well, you have an intentional death, don't you?
Yes.
Oh no.
It's okay because we're playing on relaxed difficulty. It would be a major problem if we were playing on any other difficulty, but because we're playing on relaxed, it does not matter. Cool. Well,
That's a good time to just there you go.
Yeah.
Start.
Why not? See, that's how it's supposed to go.
Brains.
Yeah, the galaxy brains.
Now, if you've seen one of those Futurama movies with the brain spawn, this is where the developers got that idea for the flying brains.
Nice. That I did not know. That is cool.
But I like to call them galaxy brains.
Yes, every time.
So here's the first intentional death. Just to spawn right back up, you can hit those crystals to be able to open a lock at the end of the room. But that's just an easy way to do that. There's another spot where he's going to fall down to do that crystal hit, but not take a death.
Yeah, it's just faster to climb up for that one.
The lasers won't one hit you, but it's like a 3/4 hit with how much health he has, so it's just as bad.
Yeah, it's like it might as well be a one shot. I was a little slow there, so decided to wait for this laser. All right, this is the other drop.
Yeah, because if you die here, that's several rooms back for that campfire. It's not worth it. It's better to just wait for these lasers and get through the room.
Now this room, this is the one I mentioned earlier. You don't want to fall from the very top of this room all the way down because you will die for no discernible reason.
The camera boss.
Yeah.
So there's these faces. These are fun. They you just kind of go past them, try to avoid them. They will hurt you very much, and also knock you into the pit here. Let me talk about the boss here of the game here because it's going to go really fast. Coming up here, it has 3 different abilities and it telegraphs them. We're hoping for the hands up in the air fire strat. You have to hit him in the hands, so we don't want that one. We got lightning bolts, got that, and he's also going to shoot lasers out of his eyes. So this is the one we want here. Gives Vertz more time to smash those hands. There's 3 phases. You'll know it transfers to the next phase because he will raise his hands up and start burning off some of the stage. And he'll do that. Yep, so we're now in phase 2. It's all damage based. So he'll do it again. We're up to phase 3. So time right
nice.
now.
Sweet.
As I said the word time, it happened to be time. So that's great.
GG.
Thank you. It's pretty unusual to be able to kill him during that destruction of the stage segment, but it's pretty nice when it happens. And we get treated to him exploding again, even though he already exploded.
Yeah, Andros from Star Fox is gone there. One thing to add too is there is a new game plus mode. They add a couple difficulty levels. You can kind of go on forever, where the enemies take more damage, you do less, and it's just a little harder. So it's fun. Yeah. A lot of replay.
Also note, all Krogs celebrate. They always like to do their little Krog celebration dance with them.
GG Vertz.
Yeah, thank you. That was a pretty good run. Definitely, it was a little sloppy in some stages, but overall, like pretty solid. Game's tough, and when it decides to be extra tough, it is extra tough. And shout outs to Shane and Jeff for developing the game. It's super fun. So, if you're looking for a new speed game or even a new tough platformer, give it a shot.
And thanks for having us today.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, with that, I guess we will be moving along to David TKI next up, who will be playing Heroine's Quest, the Herald of Ragnarok. Wait a second, Ragnarok? That sounds familiar. So very exceedingly 100% last call for any donations in for the bid war for that. I am assuming I'm going to be needing that as soon as the next run starts. So during our little setup block here, we've got $1 on Kill Machine being the main name. If you wanna get in something for that, please do it exactly right now, because otherwise we'll be cutting that off pretty much immediately. So name them bear. I mean, who said that? Anyway, thank you so much, Vertz505, for your run. We will be back shortly.